الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب زدني علما وارزقني فهما. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. MashaAllah. Welcome to our live show coming to you live from Iqra Studios here in the heart of Bradford on Manchester Road. MashaAllah. I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. May Allah Ta'ala give us beautiful weather all our lives, inshallah. May Allah be pleased with us on this beautiful day of Jum'atul Mubarak. May Allah be happy and may Allah bless us with this blessings, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. So the weather is beautiful, mashallah, but many people unfortunately have what's known as allergic rhinitis, or commonly known as hay fever symptoms. And for these people who have hay fever symptoms, this weather is anything but pleasant and anything but joyful and anything but nice, because they are bichare from morning till kind of sunset. They have symptoms of runny nose and itchy throat and itchy kind of top of the palate and runny nose and sneezing all the time and inner part of the eyes itching and outer of the eyes feeling like they want to be itched and scratched. So they have symptoms of hay fever. So today, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to go through maybe 12-13 remedies, homeopathic remedies, which will give them, inshallah, very quick relief. And if applied judiciously with the assistance of a homeopathic physician, then it will get to the root cause, and by the grace of Allah, very soon their long-term reaction or the overreaction, shall I say, of the immune system to this kind of pollens or house dander or house dust mite or whatever it may be, will be eradicated, inshallah, and they can have a pleasant summer, a pleasant spring without any issues. Sorry, Adil? Okay, alhamdulillah. So let's go to the first slide, shall we, Adil, and let's show our viewers, for those of those who don't have these symptoms, what exactly the symptoms of hay fever are. Alhamdulillah. So here we are, hay fever symptoms. The first, well, tiredness. People don't realize that when they have hay fever, the hay fever symptoms include feeling tired, very, very tired. Many people with hay fever, they are tired even before they take the antihistamines which make them go to sleep. So tiredness is a symptom of hay fever. Painful temples and forehead. This is another symptom of hay fever. Inshallah, we're going to mention a remedy which has in its symptoms painful temples and forehead. Moving on, earache. You can have earache with hay fever. Loss of smell. You can even have kind of polyps in the nasal chambers. Loss of smell, sneezing and coughing. Very, very common symptom of hay fever. Headache. And then itchy red or watery eyes. This is really, really painful and it's very hard to bear. Itchy red and watery eyes, and then runny or blocked nose. You can have either, you can have both together. And then finally, itchy throat, mouth and ears. These are the symptoms of hay fever. And they're not pleasant because, you know, some people have this continuously throughout the day, which are they. So you'll see these people just with the with a paper towel, handkerchief, etc. Just try to deal with the symptoms, and it's such a hard existence to have with these symptoms. May Allah give us all shifa, those of us who have these illnesses. Ameen, Ya Rabbal Ameen. So, and the reason, as I mentioned before, why this happens, the reason why this happens is that the body's immune system kind of overreacts to wherever it may be, whether it's house, pollen, whether it's pollen outside from the grass, from the trees, from the plants, and all plants have different kind of times of, producing their pollen. Also, it can happen if you're reacting to something in the house, like house dust mite, if you have carpets, or if you have a cat, then cat dander, etc. You can react to that. So what the body does is that the immune system overreacts. When it overreacts to these are harmful things, house dander, pollen outside, then they're not dangerous, but the body for some reason overreacts. When the body overreacts, it produces something called histamine. This is why the doctors give you antihistamines. And the homeopath will give you actually histamine, and you know why? Because homeopathic medicine, what can cause can cure. So we actually give you, and I'll go through this remedy today, histaminum. It's a very good remedy for hay fever. And not just hay fever, urticaria, other reactions where the body is overproducing histamine. So when histamine is produced, that causes the body to create inflammation when it's binding onto these, when these proteins called histamine, when they start binding onto the pollen, etc. It causes inflammation. And that inflammation will cause these symptoms that I've just mentioned to you, the runny eyes, the itchy palate or the itchy throat, the coughing, the sneezing, and the other symptom I mentioned. So these are known as seasonal allergies, seasonal. But sometimes you have something called perennial hay fever, where all through the year you're reacting. And that's normally house dust mite or animal dander. But whatever it may be, homeopathic medicine is side effect free. It doesn't cause side effects. It can treat the symptoms wonderfully. And if you're under the treatment of a homeopathic physician, then your long-term susceptibility to hay fever is also eradicated, not just the small symptoms. And homeopathic medicine, you'll know, is always symptom-based. That everyone's symptoms are different. Some person will have itching eyes, some will have itchy nose, some will have eyes which are, the discharge is corrosive, it actually burns. And the nose maybe won't be burning. The discharge can happen from both, from the eyes, from the nose, but on one patient, the eyes discharge will burn, the nose will be bland, and vice versa. With the other person, the nose will be corrosive and burn, and the eyes discharge won't burn. So homeopathic medicine is always based on the symptoms of the person, and the physician always prescribes on the symptom of the patient. And not just that, because sometimes the patient, most times, obviously every patient is different. Some people feel hot, some people feel cold, some people have other fears, everybody is different. Just like a person's finger prints are different, similarly the person's genetic makeup is different, so he'll have slightly different symptoms. Homeopathic medicine practitioners always base the remedy on the individualized symptoms, not just of the illness, but of the person, emotional, physical, general, mental, and even spiritual, mashallah. Not to mention past events. That's why every person gets more or less a different remedy. So yeah, homeopathic medicine don't have any side effects. No side effects at all. You can take them. They don't cause you to be drowsy. They give you very quick relief. Very quick relief. Histaminum is an amazing remedy. Histaminum you can give, you can take if you have these symptoms without even worrying, because it's actually the thing that causes the reaction in the hay fever or the chronic allergic rhinitis sufferer is the body producing histamine, overproducing it. So we give you the thing that causes the illness, but we give it to you in a homeopathic potency, in a homeopathic dose. And the rule, the primal and the cardinal rule of homeopathic medicine is that what can cause can cure. Similia, similibus, currenter. This is the Latin for the main principle of homeopathic medicine. What can cause can cure if it's given in a homeopathic dose. What that means is that if I give you normal dose of histamine, you'll have these symptoms. So what we do, the homeopathic chemists, they make the remedy from that histaminum. It doesn't have to be histaminum, it could be anything. Let's say you had a reaction to some cream. The homeopathic medicine is going to be made from that cream. The example of that is like, an onion. When you cut onions, what happens? Your eyes start weeping, your nose starts weeping. Sometimes the eye discharge is burning, sometimes the nose is burning. So let's say you have hay fever symptoms which are same as the allium cepa, which is the common pears, as they call it, onion. So if you got same symptoms, we'll give you the medicine that's made from allium cepa. Why? Because the actual onion can cause this symptom in healthy people. So in homeopathic medicine, we'll give you the same medicine but prepared from that onion, but prepared in a homeopathic formula. And the biggest thing with this formula is that it's highly diluted. What will happen is that they'll get the juice of the onion, take one part of that, put into a small test tube which has got 99 parts of dilutant in, water or glycerin. They'll add a drop of that, the succus or the juice of the onion, one drop, to the 99 drops. So that's a centesimal potency. They'll shake it thoroughly, and then from that test tube, they'll take another drop from there, put it into another test tube with 99 parts dilutant and 1 part of this first test tube, and they'll continue that 30 times, 200 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 50,000 times, and it can continue. So there's very minimal amount of that, the active substance in there. But the amazing thing is that these two steps, known as serial succussion and dilution, actually make the remedy more powerful and more powerful and more powerful. And currently, science hasn't got a clue, as it hasn't got about many things of how it works. But the fact is, it does work. There's so many placebo-blind, placebo-controlled trials which show the efficacy of homeopathic medicine in animals, in human beings. The late Queen was such a big fan of homeopathic medicine. She had her own homeopathic physician, the late Dr. Peter Fisher, who died tragically a few years ago in London. And so many, presidents and prime ministers have their own homeopathic. In fact, it's the upper classes all go to homeopathic. When King Charles, now when he had COVID, he was treated homeopathically. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, so homeopathic medicine is amazing. So let's look at the first remedies. I mean, we've got a list of remedies like Natrum muriaticum, Allium cepa. Allium cepa, I mentioned, this is the Latin name for onion. So onion's an amazing remedy, not just for hay fever, it's also a good remedy for cold. When you have a cold, what happens? Your nose runs, your eyes can run, the eyes can actually be, you feel like itching them, the nose feels itchy, you're sneezing, you've got a cough, you have a headache, symptoms of Allium cepa. So any illness, as long as the symptoms match, can cure. That's the rule. You got Arsenicum album, euphrasia. Euphrasia is an amazing medicine. Any eye issues, euphrasia can help. Arundo, mori, waithia. Waithia is a very good remedy where you have, some people when they have hay fever, they have the itching on the top of the palate of the roof. This is a very good remedy for that. Waithia. Galphimia gluca, another good remedy. Histaminum. Luffa, operculata, and then another cardio S. So let's start with Natrum muriaticum, the first remedy. Yeah, so Natrum muriaticum is a very big remedy for hay fever. The main symptom with Natrum muriaticum is that right in the morning, when a person wakes up, straight away after they come out of the bed, they start sneezing. As soon as they open their eyes, they'll start sneezing. And if you have somebody in your house who has hay fever, you'll see this. As soon as they open their eyes, that's it. You get paroxysmal sneezing. And they'll sneeze like seven times, with a very small gap in between. And it drains the person. You get so tired by consistently and constantly sneezing in paroxysms, and then your eyes start running, your nose start running, you start having a headache. Inna lillah or inna li rajiun. So these guys don't enjoy the summer for sure. Homeopathic medicine can be the answer. So please listen attentively, inshallah. The person eating the medicine, Natrum muriaticum, suffers violent sneezing that gets worse early in the morning, and then you get watery discharge from the nose and the eyes start running, and also sometimes their nose will be either runny or it'll alternate with being stuffy, and then also tickling in the throat with a cough. These are the symptoms of a remedy called Natrum muriaticum. So intense sneezing episodes, watery eyes from the nose and the eyes, especially in case of pollen allergy. ये एक दवाई है, बहुत ही अच्छी दवाई है hay fever के लिए. इसके अंदर symptoms यही हैं कि सुबह सवेरे ही आदमियों, यानी कि जो सुबह उठते ही उसी वक्त से कुछ छींकें शुरू हो जाती हैं, बहुत अशद छींकें, 6, 7, 8, 9, यानी एक के बाद दूसरा मुसलसल, इसके साथ आँख से भी पानी, नाक से भी पानी, और ये जो गला होता है वहाँ खारिश और खांसी भी शुरू हो जाती है. तो अगर आपको ये सिम्टम है तो ये जो होम्योपैथिक दवाई है नट्रम म्यूरियाटिकम, आपको इससे बहुत ही फ़ायदा होगा. और इसका तरीका लेने का भी बहुत आसान है. एक जो टैबलेट होती है और वो भी 6x के अंदर, डोंट टेक दिस इन हाई पोटेंसी, 6x maybe 3 to 4 times daily can really eradicate your hay fever symptoms and give you, mashallah, hay fever free existence, especially in the summer. So this remedy, Natrum muriaticum, is amazing for people who've got runny eyes, runny nose. They've got kind of nose which is blocked, alternating with a runny nose and a cough and tickling in the throat. If your symptoms like this, and especially if you kind of like salt a lot, you're always adding salt to your food, and you are a person who has maybe migraines, you're a sentimental person, you're quite closed, you're an introverted person, you're very sensitive, you hold grudges, then definitely this Natrum muriaticum is chronic picture and it's acute picture kind of coincide, and this remedy can help you phenomenally. May Allah give you all shifa. May Allah give us all shifa. Number 2, remedy number 2 for hay fever. Inshallah, I want to get through this because then I want to mention a very good remedy, an amazing remedy for stopping, heart attacks and strokes and endothelium damage inside the venous supply. Works so well. It works better than aspirin, to be honest with you. Don't want to speak about that as well. So let's quickly get through these remedies. Remedy number 2, allium cepa. Allium cepa I mentioned before is a remedy made from the common onion. ये जो दवाई है ना, ये प्याज से बनाई जाती है. जो आम प्याज होता है, जब आदमी प्याज को काटते हैं तो यही सिम्टम होते हैं. आंखों से पानी, नाक से पानी शुरू हो जाता है, आदमी को खारिश आती है नाक के अंदर, बाज़ मरतबा थ्रोट के अंदर भी, गले के अंदर भी खारिश आती रहती है, बहुत ज़्यादा शद छींकें आ जाती हैं. तो यही सिम्टम अगर किसी को हो ना है फीवर के अंदर, चाहे वजह जो कुछ भी हो, अगर सिम्टम मिलते हैं तो होम्योपैथिक दवाई से आपको ज़रूर अल्लाह के हुक्म और फजल के साथ आपको फ़ायदा होगा. Allium cepa is a well-indicated medicine for managing sneezing with profuse watery nasal discharge that causes burning in the nose. Sneezing tends to worsen upon entering a warm room. अगर आपने गर्म कमरे के अंदर आप दाखिल हों तो दाखिल होते ही आपके जो चींकें हैं वो शुरू हो जाती हैं. You start sneezing. And also, as soon as you get off the bed, like Natrum muriaticum, you start sneezing in the morning. Natrum muriaticum, allium cepa, amazing remedy. Crawling, tingling, itchy sensation in the nostrils and itching is felt in the throat, watering from the eyes. It's such a good remedy for treating pollen allergies and hay fever that appear during the springtime. So what dose should you take this in? This should be taken in a 30c dosage 2 or 3 times a day. ये जो दवाई है ना एलियम cepa बहुत मुफीद है hay fever के symptoms के लिए. आँख से पानी आता हो, नाक से पानी आता हो, सुबह उठते ही छींकें शुरू हो जाए, नाक के अंदर खारिश हो, गले के अंदर खारिश हो, तो अगर ये आपको तकलीफ़ है और स्पेशली जब ये बिल्कुल मौसम बहार ही के अंदर ये शुरू हो जाता है इन द स्प्रिंग, तो उस वक्त इनके जो सिम्टम ख़त्म करने के लिए ये आप दवाई ज़रूर आजमाएं, एलियम cepa. और इसका जो डोज है ना 30c पोटेंसी के अंदर 2-3 मरतबा दिन के अंदर, तो सुबह 9 बजे ले लें, 3 बजे आफ्टरनून में ले लें और शाम को 9 बजे ले लें, तो इंशाल्लाह आपको इससे बहुत ही फ़ायदा होगा. लेकिन हमें पास दवाई का ये भी आपको लिहाज करना है कि इनको मोबाइल फ़ोन से आपको हटा कर रखना है. कम से कम 1 गज़ 1 मीटर, so about your length of your fingertips to your shoulder, that distance you should keep your mobile phone away from the homeopathic medicines. Should keep them away from mobile, यानी कि decked phones, from your internet, यानी कि router, away from your microwave. And when you're having homeopathic remedies, you must avoid things like coffee. You must avoid them being exposed to direct sunlight. These things are very, very important because they'll mess up your homeopathic remedies because they're so diluted. This is why homeopathic medicine come in amber kind of light resistance bottles, because they're very sensitive. So that was allium cepa. You can also use this in a 200 potency. See, the higher you go above 30, you have to have a homeopathic physician kind of supervising you, because it's too dangerous. It can open a can of worms, it can bring other symptoms up, you can have aggravation. That's why 6 and 30 potencies are fine. Above that, be very, very careful. Things can go rapidly out of control and it needs professional management. Remedy number 3, sabadilla. This sabadilla is a very good remedy for all kind of hay fever symptoms. Let's go through the symptoms. The first symptom for this remedy is violent sneezing. You're sneezing like, when you see these people sneeze, the amount of Newton forces they exert expelling them, that air from their nostrils is amazing, subhanallah. And that in itself, if it happens normally, is a big blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if it happens continuously, it drains you. So violent sneezing and watery nasal discharge with pain in the forehead here. If you have pain in the forehead area here, then this remedy called sabadilla can help you phenomenally. And also you can have tickling and itching sensation in the nostrils. It makes the person rub the nose so much. So if you have this itching in the nose and you have this pain on the forehead and you have violent sneezing in the morning or any time, then this remedy called sabadilla could be your knight in shining armor. It could cure you with the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also again, like the other remedy, like LMC, you could have blockages in the nose, either right-sided blockage or left-sided, or alternating, one side blocks, other side opens, and vice versa. Use this remedy. It's an excellent remedy for pollen allergy, where there's a marked sneezing attended with watery nasal discharge and pain in the forehead. Again, 30C remedy 2 to 3 times daily. We're going for a break, inshallah. Please remain with us until after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.